exploring and interpreting an electrical city and its constantly changing identity. London is an ever-changing city with constant elements that differ every second of every day. It is a famously international city with many diverse and exciting urban identities. This study analyses 3 various locations in London and explores how the individual identity of each place transitions from night to day. It examines and brings out the contrasting personality of each of these places as they change and adapt. Location 1 is Linver Road to Parsons Green in Fulham. Location 2 is the South Bank, and thirdly, Piccadilly Circus. The film also analyses the constant electrical identity of the London Underground, travelling from location to location on the subterranean network. Fulham. The journey is started on the terraced one-way street Linver Road. This is a typical residential street in Fulham, mostly providing family homes. This street is lined with parked cars and has pavements on either side. In the day, they are places of tranquility and community. However, the identity of the area completely changes from night to day. The streets feel dark and unsafe, caused by minimal street lighting and large trees. The street is completely silent with dark, dingy pavements. Parsons Green in the light is a place with a relaxing environment. People lie on the green in the daytime, interacting and using the public space. However, at night, the feeling seems to change again. The inhabitants of the urban landscape move away from the artificial lit park, deterred by the dark areas, and move to the pubs and bars that surround the green. As we travel from Fulham to Embankment on the District line, we are able to get our first glimpse of the constant electric identity of the London Underground. Parsons Green platform is actually raised above street level. The train travels into the subterranean network, constantly lit artificially. The urban identity is constantly electrical, oblivious to the time of day. We arrive at Embankment Station and are immediately met with a completely different urban identity. There are substantially more people inhabiting the urban realm, and the morphology shows industrialisation with large structures. The walk across the Golden Jubilee Bridge presents a view of the London skyline, showing the variation of architectural and urban design in London. We are able to see the integration of large historical monuments reflecting London's long history and current status as one of the financial powerhouses of the world. The skyline at night completely changes. The history is almost removed and replaced by the electrical landscape of the city, showing a cosmopolitan city. This is shown by the energy used to light the city, showing off its power globally and financially. As we walk along the bridge, we are surrounded by the city's electrical identity. The colours of the entire landscape change, highlighting areas of the skyline that may otherwise have been overlooked. South Bank is an exceptionally busy area in the day. People are attracted to the riverside, sitting in the restaurants that spill out onto the urban realm. The water provides the urban area with an open feel created by the exceptionally wide riverside path. The area and identity of the space drastically changes from night to day. The electrical identity is very prominent and expresses the modern architecture, showing the constantly changing face of London. At night, by the riverfront, there is much less activity, presenting a relatively dead area surrounded by bright lights. However, as we move up the stairs, the nightscape of the main route to Waterloo Station is constantly busy, day and night, with all members of the public travelling around the city. The London Underground has been developing since 1843. Today, it is an advanced electrical network, constantly supplying London with travel services. As we travel down the escalator, we enter the constant identity of the Underground once more. The dramatic scenes show the amount of people that interact with these spaces every day. The importance of the lighting in the tunnels is integral to the identity of the Underground, and huge industrial feel of the subterranean urban spaces are exceptionally important. The trains and the identity of the space is very different in comparison to Embankment Station. As we arrive at Piccadilly Circus, we immediately notice the use of coloured tiles on the wall, graphically identifying the arrival at Piccadilly. Poster spaces are integrated into the design of the tunnels and the platform spaces. The Underground is a constantly artificially lit area. It pays no attention to the time of day or weather outside and does not react to the environment, but provides its own unique subterranean identity. We exit the Underground and are immediately drawn to Piccadilly's new megascreen, surrounded by its historical architecture and the busy activity of the urban space. The use of the screen shows that London is at the forefront of the current digital revolution. The screen actually analyses the crowds and emotions of the people that are looking at the screen, providing targeted advertising and providing the space with a new reactive identity, constantly reacting to the people within the urban environment, possibly sparking a new digital age of urbanisation. An estimated 100 million tourists pass through Piccadilly every year. It's an exceptionally busy commercialised area that has a rare constant activity. Piccadilly as a place differs totally from the previous two locations. The electrical identity is present throughout the day, and at night the brightness of the screens has a huge effect on the surrounding buildings, projecting the light from the new digital imperial power of current London onto the historic original imperial buildings. This shows London is open, modern, global, digital, all-encompassing and responsive to the changing world. The area transforms at night. The electrical vibrancy in the city centre brings people to gather from locations across the globe. At night, it becomes the peak of commercialisation. The large open streets are constantly full of people interacting with constant active frontages and activities that stimulate the senses. We enter Chinatown, an area in Piccadilly that mimics the identity of China. The use of Chinese electrical lanterns supply the area with a new urban identity. In the day, the original historical London buildings are above the lanterns, but at night they seem to disappear and the replication of China becomes more believable. The final destination is Leicester Square. It has become a huge hub to cultural festivals and activities for all different groups and communities, and gives a feeling of cohesiveness embedded within the diversity of London. The public square is surrounded by large-scale buildings with totally active frontages, housing globally branded and national shops, cafes and restaurants. The electrical identity of the area changes drastically from day to night, with all of the facades and urban areas being lit by lights carefully placed to enhance the character of the area. In conclusion, London's identity is exceptionally diverse. The three locations have provided us with the visual comparison for three of the countless variations of urban identities in London, and shown how each area reacts and changes differently from night to day. It is this constant flux that creates the London's overarching identity as an electrical city.